Hey guys, we just finished watching. I just came back from the theaters from watching Terminator Genisys. Now this movie was definitely a very interesting movie. Now in prep for this movie, I watched Terminator One and Terminator Two, Judgment Day, which definitely was very interesting. A very good, interesting idea I just wanted to make sure that I had caught up. Um, because if you saw my Jurassic World review, I really wish I had caught up before watching that one. But this one definitely is very interesting, and I feel like I was glad that I caught up. But there was nothing, you know, I feel like you don't need to catch up as long as you have a general memory of Terminator, how it works, stuff like that. You're pretty much okay as long as you've seen it once. If you had never seen it, maybe you'd want to catch up beforehand. But if you've seen it at least once, you get the idea of what this is. I feel like you really don't need to see the other ones, because I did see there was a one interview trailer that I saw that had James Cameron saying how they sees it as a third one. So I wanted to make sure I saw at least the first two beforehand. Refresh my memory and stuff. But this one, Terminator Genisys on its own, you know, I don't know what to give it. I mean, I guess I want to give it a 7.5 out of 10 because it did a good job. It was a fun movie and it was a good movie and stuff like that. Is it a good Terminator movie? Yes and no. Better than I prefer way this better one. I prefer this one over Terminator Salvation. I mean, Terminator Salvation was good. It was a good, I guess, it was an okay movie. I mean, I hadn't seen it in a while, but it was an okay movie. It was not a good Terminator movie. And nothing compares to Terminator 2. Terminator 1, was still pretty good, but it just, the CGI and the special effects doesn't hold up at all anymore. But Terminator 2 still holds up. It still still looks good in my opinion. But this Terminator Genisys, it it really is an interesting movie. I mean, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger back, and you have Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor and stuff like that, and Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese and stuff. And it definitely everything's all changed and stuff like that. But there's bits and parts where they don't explain and stuff, like where you don't see old Terminator come back and stuff like that. You don't see his origin and stuff like that, and why you see bits and pieces of it, but it's mostly how he met Sarah Connor and not how he went back in time and stuff. And so there's a lot of timeline mix up. There's two futures but one past and stuff like that. So that's very confusing there. And I think I left to the bathroom when they really explained it, but it's very confusing with that part. But overall, the action is pretty good. It's pretty interesting. It's not like I said, it's no Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is way better than this by far. And I like the special effects was kind of interesting, and the big plot change. I'm not gonna, if you've seen Terminator the second trailer number 2 for Terminator Genisys, then you know the big twist that I'm talking about. And if you haven't, mute this for the next 5 seconds. I'll weave you back in. But the fact that John Connors is pretty much the main villain is pretty much the they released it they released that big twist in the second trailer, and I thought, well, that can't be the biggest twist in the movie. There has to be something left to it, for them to have left it out in the second twist. I mean, that makes no sense to let that out, and I feel like it didn't need to have that twist. Like I've said, and you've probably seen if you've seen my trailer reviews for Terminator Genisys 1 and 2, at least for the second one, I feel like they let their big cat out of the bag, and that would have been a nice thing to have in there. But it doesn't, not long into the movie, to where they tell you they spring it on you and stuff like that. And because you pretty much have seen that movie, at least for me, I had already seen it in the trailer. It left me pretty much just like, oh, how is it gonna, like, how are they gonna explain this, And that's not big enough as just, oh my God, he's a Terminator and stuff like that. And definitely is interesting. And this movie on its hand was an okay movie, and hopefully they'll be able to spawn a new Terminator franchise off of it, because I really like the Terminator stuff. But I don't know about this one. It was okay. I definitely think if you're a Terminator fan, you should see it. Do you need to stop and see it now? Must see type thing? maybe not, but definitely at one point I would say watch it because it is an okay, pretty good movie, pretty fun movie. And I thought there was gonna be a lot more homage, like paying homage to the old ones and stuff like that. A lot more callbacks, and there was a few, but they're pretty much all in the trailers. They're all the homage and stuff like that, all the payoffs to the original trilogy, the original movies, were all in the trailer. All the one-liners and stuff were all in the trailer. And I was surprised. I guess it's a little spoiler if you don't want to know, but there was no hasta la vista, and I was hoping to see him say that. I know it's cheesy and stuff like that, but I want to see him say it. But at the ending, I'm not going to give away the ending twist and stuff like that too much, but the ending change that happens definitely is an interesting ending, and I could definitely see an interesting, who knows what could happen for season two, I mean, a part two or a sequel or something like that. Which definitely is an opening for one, with the ending. And if you are going to see it, just want to let you know there is a mid-credit scene. So I didn't wait exactly for the end of the credits, but there is a mid-credit scene. So definitely stay there for that. It definitely was interesting. It was an okay Terminator movie, not the best Terminator movie by far. But it was nice to see Schwarzenegger back in his iconic role. We'll just have to wait and see what else happens with this. I feel like there could be a possibility for a sequel, but there's the possibility for a sequel is very big and stuff like that, and it may just drag this whole thing on. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys, if you've seen Terminator Genisys in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.